Ready for the bonus shot by Lou Taylor. It is up and in, and the score is now 2-0 as Lou Taylor puts the team out in front. Lewis Hahn and Lewis Mays and Wayne Hahn. Mays down to the right side to Hahn. Shot outside by Mays. He's on the rim. No good.
I'm the Assistant Audiovisual Archivist for the Tennessee Archive of Moving Image and Sound, which is a part of the McClung Special Collections of the Knox County Public Library. The Tennessee Archive of Moving Image and Sound actually started as a nonprofit. It was created by two local audiovisual archivists, Bradley Reeves and Louisa Trott, and the two of them were both trained film archivists, and they decided to document the audiovisual history of this region. We're collecting material that is a little bit more complicated to show and preserve at times because of just the nature of showing a moving image can damage a moving image. And also the audio material as well, which helps give voices to these people that we see in photographs.
I've never seen such real hard times before.
A lot of what I do primarily as the assistant audiovisual archivist is I process our home movie collections as they come in. So one of the services that TAMIS provides is we will actually give a digital copy of home movies to the donor once they give us the physical films. So if somebody comes in with their grandfather's old 8mm films or Super 8 or even 16, once we take those in, we will scan them and give them the digital copies. Really like an honor to be able to see that kind of material and to be trusted in its safekeeping.
My name is John Morton, and I'm the audiovisual archivist for the McClung Special Collections of the Knox County Public Library, which is also known as the Tennessee Archive of Moving Image and Sound, or TAMIS as we like to call it. It's wonderful that TAMIS is part of the public library system because we really value the fact that TAMIS can be a public resource where members of this community can have access to this really interesting repository of their heritage and their history. The whole TAMIS collection is very rich, especially for the size of the archive. But of course we do inevitably have some favorites in the collection, and a lot of those are collections that we kind of dip back into over and over, or collections that we've been able to do some really great focused work on. One collection that is sort of always useful no matter what I'm researching or what a producer or researcher might be researching is our Mildred Keister Dennis film collection. This is a large collection with lots of great footage on a variety of subjects related to the history of East Tennessee from the 1940s up until the late 1960s. She created an homage, I guess you call it, to Walt Disney's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs in the early 1940s. Mildred was very resourceful in using local locations around Knoxville to stand in for enchanted forests and castles and places like that. Was very creative in making her own costumes and casting local children to play all the roles in this film. Mildred took this film and showed it all over town to schools and civic clubs and things of that sort. So not only is it a really impressive piece of work that Mildred created, but people still remember seeing it when they were children, and it made a big impression on them. So we have that really great history with the artifact. You get these great time capsules back to locations in the city from years past. There's so much material to explore and still to dig in to tell the story of Knoxville's audiovisual legacy. Folks who have vintage media that was created in Knoxville or is about people or about a subject having to do with the entire Eastern Grand Division of Tennessee, not just Knoxville. But any folks who have old film, old audio tapes, old videos that kind of tell those stories, we would love to hear from you. Most of our most important collections have been donated by community members. When people do donate, we're able to give them back the digital transfers that we create of their collections. So it's a win-win scenario. We get to build this collection for the long term and conserve these things for the future, and people are reunited with their audiovisual legacy, and they're not sure how to go and watch those old movies. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to kind of take care of that aspect for you, and we'd love to care for your artifacts long term for researchers, students, members of the public, people you wouldn't even imagine would be interested in what's captured in your personal family media. We'd be happy to be entrusted with that and grow our collection with it.
I think it's really important for people to consider documenting their own communities now and thinking about where that material will be in the future. So it's one thing to take a lot of videos of you and your friends and just put them on your phone and hope they'll still be there in a long time. But think about really where they're being stored, where they'll be, how you'll access them in 10 years, if you'll want to access them in 10 years. Think about how you would want to show your community, what's important about your community, and what you think is worthwhile keeping for the kind of things that we keep, for 100 years from now. What do you want people to know about where you are and how the world is?